everybody, it's Renee from Tailspin Farm, and I am hopping on today to do part 2 of the video that I did the other day. I had brought in my German Angora, my new German Angora, and I showed you how instead of combing her, I use my shears to just trim her or cut her fiber right off. And I wanted to show you now the difference between combed fiber off my rabbit and clipped fiber off my rabbit, and how I deal with those two different kinds of fiber, and then how I spin them. So I'm going to do a little camera flip here, and I will be right back. Rabbit that I did a few days ago, and this is combed fiber from a couple of different rabbits. They were about the same coloring, and so I just mixed them together. And so I wanted to show you what happens. Let me move this basket here. What happens when you have cut compared to clipped, and what you end up with is cut compared to combed. Combed fiber, you can pretty much take this and spin it directly from the rabbit once you've combed it. It pretty much is clean, straight, and it is ready to be spun just like this. And this is typically how I do it. And you can see with the cut fiber that I have, you can see the ends in this cut fiber. They're pretty blunt. And when you're spinning, let's see if I can get a better picture there for you. Those blunt ends, it just makes a difference for me. I sometimes do spin it this way, but I prefer when it's either carded or like this. And I am going to pull out my carders real quick, and I will show you how I take the clipped fiber. You can see the ends here. And essentially what I'm going to do is I have hand carders that have pink in them. I was working on something pink, so I'm going to get as much of that out as I can. And what you're going to do is just take the fiber, and you take off my bracelet. This is one of my Angora bracelets that I make and sell on my site. And I'm going to take that off because I'm going to run it across my carder here. So what I do is I just take this, and I am going to run it across, filling up all of the one side of this. And as usual, the dogs are in the background. Just ignore them. I'm going to take my second carder, and I'm going to just start combing this. And what's going to happen is that by carding this, it's going to lay all this fiber same direction, nice and neat. And essentially you're going to make little roll eggs is what this creates. And typically when I do this, I go through 2 or 3 times, and you can already see how this has made beautiful, smooth, one-way fiber. So I'm going to flip hands, and I'm going to do it again. And I'm going to keep combing until my left side, or it's your right, but my left side is empty again. I still see some of that pink in there. And then that was only twice. I could do it a third time, but we're just going to do twice today. Typically what you do is you lift this, and then you just roll this off. And I'm sure there are many ways to do this. This is how I do it. And so you end up, and that wasn't very full either, but you end up with beautifully straightened fiber. So that's what I'm going to do with all this clipped stuff. Now for the combed fiber that I had, I'm going to move my spinning wheel in here and see if I can get a good angle, which I think I can. Move this. Let me move this up just a little bit. There we go. And when I spin either combed or carded fiber, I just put it in my lap, and my hands are going to do the work. I've already done all of this. That was from the same fiber you saw in the basket. And I'm just going to work my hands to guide through. I am spinning this not real thin, but it's pretty thin. And this rabbit had quite a few guard hairs, so you're going to see a little bit more. I don't know if you can see that. There's a lot of halo effect on this one already, and that comes from the guard hairs on this one. And they'll get even more. So my two hands work together. I'm not certain, I think I spin left-handed. So I hold the fiber in my left hand, and I start guiding it that way. And then my right hand does more of the intricate work with how much do I want to go into my single bobbin. And so I am always working my hands together. This is sort of a short draw spinning. Long draw, it goes with worsted and woolen, which I can talk about in another video. It gets more into the science behind the spinning. And I am not, I'm not a huge science person. I'm more of the creative side of things. So I spin it the way I like it to look. And I oftentimes spin my Angora thicker than what a lot of people would. It just depends on what I'm doing with it in the end. To make my jewelry, that is a 2-ply, fairly thin spun. So that's more of like a sport weight or a DK weight yarn. It's not real thin though. So that's all I do. And then the carded fiber, I do the same thing. I just take it, this is the little roll egg that I just made, and I am going to connect it and just spin right from the kind of the center. It's sort of like a center pull here. And I'm going to do the exact same thing, working my fingers together. And it's really as simple as that. I have an Ashford, this is an Ashford Traveler. It's a double treadle, which means I have two petals down here. You can see them right there. So I have a double treadle. Okay, so I just dropped my camera there, so hopefully I can piece this all together. But that's all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you learned something from it. If you have any questions, you can pop them down below. And if you like these videos, you can subscribe. You can hit the subscribe button or the like button here on this video. If you want to follow me, I am on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Tailspin Farm. And I hope you have a great day and are creating today. Thanks. Bye.